We have new World Tag Team Champions. The men's main event scene is in utter chaos. Evolution is taking shape. Charles Robinson, the GOAT, is on the show, and so much more. Welcome to Raw Recap, a WWE and Fanatics original production. Megan, like I said, I can't believe we did it. Charles Robinson scheduled to be here on Raw Recap in a little bit.
Never been more excited for a guest. And that's saying a lot because we know I love Becky Lynch. She's been on this show, and I am even more excited for Charles Robinson.
We've had nothing but tremendous guests. But, Megan, before we get to Charles Robinson, I've got to say, I love chaos. I thrive in chaos. I love to witness chaos. It's something that I love about WWE, about professional wrestling, when things just get kind of nuts, because when it's chaotic, it gets less and less predictable. And I have been talking about this really since Night of Champions, how Night of Champions ended with John Cena and CM Punk going from a great one-on-one match to a match that spilled over into here comes Braun Breaker, here comes Bronson Reed, here comes Penta, here comes Sami Zayn. I mean, everybody.
Here comes Charles Robinson.
Charles Robinson's coming out. Seth Rollins is coming out. Like, it was nuts. And for me, like I've been saying, there were some people that said, no, just give me one-on-one. But when you are watching the show and there are just so many stories spilling out over on top of each other, the idea that everything has consequences and people are not playing in this organized box feels truthful and feels fun. You know what I mean? Here and you're not seeing this stuff come out of nowhere, because you're getting like, be careful, these two don't get along. And when this guy goes over here, this guy who he doesn't get along with is following right behind him going, no, I'm not done with you.
It's almost like everything counts.
Everything counts. And I feel like tonight's Raw was such a wonderful example of that. So Gunther gets in the ring, and I'm thinking we're just going to get a great Gunther trashing Goldberg segment.
That's Bill Goldberg to you. That's
no,
Bill.
I don't know if anybody has humanized Goldberg, because Goldberg he's almost an essence. I mean, Goldberg is not a human being, except when it's Gunther, he goes, Bill Goldberg, and you're just a guy. So Gunther getting in there, talking about Goldberg, saying he's going to blow him up, saying he's going to embarrass him, saying he could beat him in 3 minutes, but he's going to choose not to.
Yeah, how did you feel about that? If you were, would you rather just be beaten in 3 minutes?
Well,
or do you want it dragged out?
No, I'd rather be beaten in 3 minutes. I feel like it'd be painful. It would suck. If I'm in there with Gunther, I know he's winning. I'm not Goldberg. No. I'm Sam Roberts. So as Sam Roberts going in there?
Oh, I'm glad you that.
A lot of people get confused because we're same haircut.
Bald, yes.
Well, we call it a haircut.
Peter Rosenberg and Goldberg. Very confusing.
It is. For me and Peter Rosenberg, I think make it 45 seconds and done. Because the result's going to be the same. But I think Gunther is sitting there going like, this isn't. He said that Bill Goldberg is a 58-year-old man trying to ride out his career on Gunther's coattails. And that Gunther is now invested in making Goldberg pay for thinking that he was the one to mess with, that he was the one that Goldberg was going to be able to go out on. So while he's sitting there, like, embracing being a bully, talking about how he's going to embarrass Goldberg, Gunther makes the mistake of saying, I'm going to be the one asking who's next. And Gunther, I think, was setting up the idea that he will eventually ask who's next, but who's next already answered the question. And now we're rolling, right? Mm-hmm. Now we're in this thing. Because we thought this was about Goldberg and Gunther, because that's what we've got coming up at Saturday night's main event. But here comes Seth Rollins now. And you're going, now Seth Rollins is here to let Gunther know that, yes, I have the Money in the Bank briefcase.
By the way,
go ahead.
New edition Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yes.
Matched the outfit.
Not only matched the outfit, had the logo on it, beautiful new font. I mean, it was great. It was a wonderful, wonderful Money in the Bank briefcase. He said that he never intended on cashing in the briefcase.
See, we talked about this a little bit on the Raw Recap show. And I was like, did Seth fly all the way to Saudi?
No.
To to ruin CM Punk's night. And you said that's exactly what Seth wants you to think.
Right.
And guess what? Sam was right again.
Of course I was right. Of course he attempted. No, he was trying to cash in. He had Charles Robinson there waiting for him.
He did.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
It wasn't just about ruining CM Punk's night. It was about trying to win. But now I think a little bit of revisionist history for Seth Rollins, but he is making it clear that he is not declaring that's the title I want. That's the title I want. He is here to make it hellacious for anybody holding a WWE World Championship, be it the World Heavyweight Championship or be it the Undisputed Championship.
we talked in the Night of Champions recap show about maybe Seth is leading on too much, telling too many people what he's going to be
That's right.
doing. So by being a bit ominous and saying, "Hey, I'm after World Heavyweight, I'm after the WWE Championship,"
That's right.
maybe Seth is learning, right? Because if he says I'm after the World Heavyweight Championship, I mean,
It's a
we
direct
already
path.
know.
Yeah, that's right. No, I think you're right about that. And I think he is also maybe hedging bets, maybe going like, you know what? Part of having that briefcase is making a split decision and going like, nope, now's the time that I'm going to pounce.
Yeah, you got to take advantage of the opportunity.
But Gunther thinks he has Goldberg to worry about. Then he finds out he has Seth to worry about. But Seth is talking to Gunther, forgetting that Seth has CM Punk to worry about. CM Punk comes out, attacks Seth. Seth goes into the audience to escape. CM Punk knocks Gunther over. And Gunther's looking up at him going, what are you doing? So now we've got...
Which, by the way, I love Gunther during the whole Seth CM Punk confrontation. Gunther's just standing there.
just watching. Because most of us would love to watch something like that, but we'd want to get away because we don't want to get involved in it. Gunther's not afraid of it.
No.
But we go from Gunther's got a problem with Goldberg to Gunther may have a problem with Seth to Seth has a problem with Punk to Punk now may have a problem with Gunther. While we're figuring that out, Seth is laughing in the audience. See, and by the way, I never even considered CM Punk versus Gunther.
No, I didn't either.
And now I'm looking at it going, yeah, I would love to see CM Punk versus Gunther. And then Seth is watching from the audience, and I'm going like, okay, well, now Seth is in good shape because his problem's with CM Punk, but he's also letting Gunther know.
Looks like he was having a good time up there, too, laughing.
And you forget, LA Knight still hates Seth Rollins. So Seth, worrying about Gunther, realizing he's got to worry about CM Punk, didn't remember he's got to worry about LA Knight as well, who's just sitting there behind him. LA Knight feeling like $1 million because he doesn't have Gunther on his back. He doesn't have Punk on his back. He is laser focused on Seth Rollins. And this is where actions have consequences. Because this all started, if you trace back, you go, how did LA Knight and Seth Rollins start to have a problem with each other? And all you have to do is trace it back step by step and realize it goes back to like, what was it? Like Money in the Bank qualifiers, King of the Ring qualifiers? It was whatever it was. Seth's guys got involved and stopped LA Knight from winning the Money in the Bank.
Briefcase, yes.
But they weren't thinking about LA Knight. They were thinking about themselves, except they should have been thinking about LA Knight.
Yeah, and LA Knight is showing up on Monday Night Raw again.
Not letting it go.
Correct.
Because why would he let it go?
Because he could be carrying the briefcase.
And fans, they go like this. You kidding me? We're watching Money in the Bank trying to see LA Knight win that briefcase finally.
They were upset.
They were upset. Going, what are you doing with LA Knight?
We've been behind the Yeah movement for over a year now.
And guess what? Instead of being like, oh, we're moving in a different direction, that feeling that you have as a fan, that you're like, that was supposed to be LA Knight's moment, it's now being echoed through into this story where now Seth also has LA Knight to deal with. Meanwhile, Sami Zayn and Penta have a huge problem with Seth's group, except Sami didn't realize that he's not done with Karrion Kross. He beats Karrion Kross at Night of Champions and goes, okay, now me and Penta go after, as CM Punk put it, Braun. But Karrion Kross says, no, I really want you to admit that you're a liar. And Karrion Kross beats Sami Zayn up with a lead pipe, which puts him in a prone position for Braun Breaker after a hell of a tag team match to beat Sami Zayn after spearing him. And then Braun go, well, we have Penta and Sami Zayn now laid out. Our mission is done. but they forgot about Jey Uso. Did I miss anything?
I think you got it. Yep, you got Penta in there. You got Cross. Yeah, I think you got it all.
So in this one tangled web, this one tangled web, this one story, you have Gunther Goldberg, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, LA Knight, Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross, Jey Uso, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman trying to figure out who's standing at the top of this thing.
I was waiting for Drew McIntyre to show up.
I mean, who knows when Drew's going to come back and go, did you forget about me? I mean, it's a wild scene right now.
And they all want the World Heavyweight Championship. Or in Seth's case, any
championship. But they don't all, like they all want something. It's not, for everyone I just listed, it's not all about the title.
No.
But because there's so much overlap, it does end up maybe that I can't.
It's like a spider web with the title in the middle, and there's.
Do you think the championship is the nucleus of this? Do you think that truly is the nucleus?
Well, sort of, right? Because you have Seth wants the future of the industry, right?
So that's the title.
This is the title. But LA Knight is mad about Seth because he wants the briefcase, which also would lead to the title.
Okay.
Sammy wants a World Heavyweight Champion, or just a title.
He wants to win the championship. That's the title.
Well,
but Karrion Kross wants Sami Zayn to admit he's a liar.
Yes. And CM Punk.
But I'm sure Karrion Kross would love to be the champion as
well.
Who
wouldn't?
Maybe the championship is the nucleus of all this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Penta wants to showcase that he's been in this game for as long as he's been in this game, and he's a world champion, main event level talent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe that is it. And we are sitting here.
And then Jey Uso, obviously, he lost the title to Gunther.
And that all rolls into it. So if you're thinking that, Jey Uso doesn't have a problem with Gunther, it by the way, it is still connected because Gunther is connected in this web. And also, maybe that's where it starts to circle again. Right? And you go at the end of this thing and you go, and Jey Uso still has a little bit of a problem with Gunther. By the way, Gunther has a problem with Goldberg. And you start going all over again. It's so, I mean, it's nuts, but it's the funnest way to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like of all those people, and there's so many people on that list that I just gave, there's so many people, like fans are watching and they're going, wow, Jey Uso's title reign shouldn't have been so short. Well, Karrion Kross needs to get an opportunity and get the world championship. Well, LA Knight needs to get an opportunity and get that briefcase. Well, when is Sami Zayn going to finally get a world championship? And it is all like, bro, they're all in the mix. If you're just sitting there going, right now the World Heavyweight Championship is about Gunther and Goldberg, no way.
If you write in all your little notebooks all day, it's like, Dear Diary, Penta will win a title, and you could write out 17 different scenarios.
I mean, sometimes people go, Sam, there's always ink on my thumb. You see it?
I see
There's always ink on my thumb. People go, why is there always ink on your thumb? Because I'm writing down all these things all the time, trying to keep track of who's doing what and where. It's the wildest thing ever.
The fantasy booking people are in heaven.
They're in heaven because it could go any direction. But also, if you're trying to be, well, then this person might run in and that person might run in. And like, those are just the people that are putting themselves front and center. Mm-hmm. There's all these other people on the card. You know, we'll talk about it later, but everything going on with American Alpha, everything going on with, it goes so deep. And by the way, this is all just Monday Night Raw.
We have to talk about Alpha Academy or American Made. American Made.
The former, yeah. We're absolutely going to talk about American Made. Guys, you know, when you're Sam Roberts, you got to come with the beard right. You got to come with the skin right. You got to come with the smell right. You got to feel right. And that's what Harry's is all about. See, in an industry that is full of overpriced and underperforming products, Harry's is your everyday MVP. And right now, you can get a $10 trial set from Harry's for only $8. Plus, you're going to get a free gift if you go to harrys.com/raw recap. This is an exclusive offer just for our listeners. I'm talking about German-engineered blades made in their own factory. These things stay sharper longer. Customizable delivery options for scheduled refills as low as $2, half what you pay for those other quote-unquote big brands. Richly lathering, skin softening, body wash in scents like redwood, wildlands, and stone. How about extra strength, high quality, amazing smelling deodorant that is only $5. Plus, hair and other grooming products that fit your unique look and needs. Trust me, I got a lot of them. Harry's is there to back me up. Get the edge on your shave with Harry's. Normally, their trial set is $10, but right now, you can get the trial set for just $8 plus a free gift at harrys.com/raw recap. That's our exclusive link, harrys.com/raw recap for an $8 trial set and a free gift. We're going to get right back to it, but first, I mean, I'm sure that you guys have seen me everywhere. You know how busy I am. So when I get home, I need something comfortable. I need to know that I'm home, and you cannot get me out of these Mack Weldon sweatpants. I come home, I take a shower, I put on the Mack Weldon sweatpants. That's how you know I'm not leaving the house. But I could leave the house. You know why? Because even though I'm comfortable, I look like $1,000,000 and I'm cool. It's the perfect thing for the summer. Look, Mack Weldon is everything you need. They take care of it. It's not just function, it's fashion as well. I'm talking about button-ups. I'm talking about shirts. I'm talking about shorts that are crafted with a lightweight linen blend and Cool Max technology. Breathable underwear I may or may not be wearing right now that keeps you cool, dry, and comfy all day long. Air knit material, that's now available in t-shirts and polos that's going to keep you dry all summer. I'm telling you, you cannot miss with Mack Weldon. Get breathable clothes that you can feel comfortable in all summer long. Go to MackWeldon.com and get 25% off your first order of $125 or more with promo code RAWRECAP. That's MackWeldon.com, promo code RAWRECAP. But this is all just Monday Night Raw. We're not even talking about the fact that over on Friday nights, we got, I don't know, another Bloodline group. We got Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso over here.
We got John Cena.
We got John Cena. Now here's also
Cody, Randy
Orton. I mean, you also wonder if John Cena right now, who came back and goes, I'm going to have one more year and I'm going to be the world champion, is looking at what's going on. Because, by the way, all that listed name, LA Knight's not even a Raw guy. He's a SmackDown guy.
He's just showing up.
But he's here, which means that could all spill out over there. Seth Rollins has been on SmackDown a bunch. So, I mean, you got to, especially with the briefcase in play, you got to wonder if John Cena's looking around going like, when did this become that? And I think that it's because it goes back to this thing where maybe like a year ago, maybe it was after Cody dethroned Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was after the World Heavyweight Championship was first introduced and Seth Rollins won that title. But it started to feel like there was opportunity for new stars to be built. Mm-hmm. When you saw Cody become this top guy, when you saw LA Knight kind of rise up and really grab attention that way, when you saw Jey Uso win the Royal Rumble.
Damian Priest
is a great example of it. When you see all these people kind of rise above the pack and you realize it's possible, maybe there is this thing where maybe years ago it would be like, well, that's the main event scene over here. I'm in my scene over there. It just seems like there was a time where it was much more rigid, where it was like, these are the people competing for the world title. These guys are over here. These guys are over here. And now it's anyone's ball game, and it doesn't feel like anybody is taking no for an answer.
That's exactly right. I mean, everybody is willing to do whatever it takes. Nobody is putting themselves in a box saying, I'm a mid-carder.
Right.
Or I'm after. Everybody is going for the top prize in WWE with confidence.
Right, with confidence, with ownership. They say a rising tide raises all ships, except all those ships are all the way up here going, I'd like to be the top one, please.
Also, everybody has their reasons, and they're all valid.
Every single one of them is valid.
We just laid it all out, right?
I mean, Gunther Goldberg, Seth Punk, LA Knight, Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross, Jey Uso, Penta. Tell me who's on that list that shouldn't be on a list of people who could be the world champion.
I can't name one.
Exactly.
Cannot name one.
I mean, it's a wild, wild scene. And quite frankly, I don't know how anybody officiates a scene like this. You know? I mean, by the way, as good as these wrestlers are, maybe nobody better at segues than me, but because I think that is going to lead us to our first guest. Let's for a minute, let's take all of this off the table. We'll get back to it. Seth Rollins versus LA Knight is now confirmed for Saturday night's main event. Let's get back to you. Got to cough or what you got to do?
Cough so bad, and you're making this segue take 20 minutes.
Well, that's I'm watching you have to cough, and
I have tears rolling out of my eyes.
I'm like, I'm gonna keep going.
I'm so good at segues. Listen to me talk. Megan's over there dying.
Listen, let's get this all off the table. Get any coughs out of your system, because right now we need to talk about what we saw at Night of Champions. We need to talk about that moment. We need to talk to one of the greatest officials to ever do it. Let's talk to our first guest on Raw Recap. Well, I'm going to say it is my and our distinct honor to welcome on somebody that if we didn't know they were already goated, certainly goated after this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, the most legendary acting official in all of professional wrestling, Charles Robinson. Welcome, my friend.
Woo! Hey, thank you so much for having me. This is awesome.
I mean,
so happy to be with you guys.
We're
happy. I'm happy to be alive.
That's it.
When I saw the tweet, I mean, thank God, because that's what we were all thinking coming off of Night of Champions.
I'm alive.
I mean, so
I didn't know if I was going to live.
So walk us through, right? Because I'm already flabbergasted, jaw on the floor, watching you run. And Megan and I were like, we watched Night of Champions together, and we're losing our mind seeing the meme that we have passed along to each other as well as our friends over and over again. We're seeing it happening in real time. And then watching you get shoulder checked halfway across the arena. I mean, it was a wild scene.
It was a very wild scene. I was up in gorilla position. I just wanted to watch the last match, before I got changed, tore down the ring. All of a sudden, Seth Rollins comes up. He goes, "Hey, when I call you, come down." He had the briefcase in his hand. So I figured we're going to have a historic cash in of the briefcase. And, I'm standing there, and all of a sudden, he gives the little, and I take off. Now, this is a little different than WrestleMania 24. WrestleMania 24, it was a pin cover, right?
Right.
Undertaker. So I'm running as hard as I can. Well, this is a cash in, so I'm running about 80%. I'm not giving it my all.
That's your 80?
I mean, he's talk about your all-time pat on the back.
I'm trying to hold back. Okay, it's a funny stride. I'm trying to hold back a little bit. Thank God, because if I'd been going 100%, the collision would have been much worse. But I'm running down the ramp, and I see movement out of my eye. I thought it was Stu, the camera guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So then I divert back straight. All of a sudden, bam!
You're airborne.
I'm airborne. And they tell me that John Cena hit me. Is that who hit me?
That is 100% who hit you. But so first of all,
right.
The fact that you're running 80% is insane, because I also think, here's the thing about memes. Memes make it seem like things are happening right now. Like, part of memes being forever is that there's no sort of time context on it. We're talking about WrestleMania 24. We're talking about, at this point, 17 years ago. You're talking about like a lot of time between these two things. And it's as if when you watch them back to back, no time has passed at all. Do you sprint in your day-to-day life just in case something like this comes up?
I'm like our co-host here. I love to run. But
we love that.
I only run 3 or 4 miles. I don't do the marathons like she does, which is very impressive. But I'll run 3 or 4 miles 3 or 4 times a week. I just love to run. So, and I like to run my mouth, so I have to learn to sprint just a little bit.
Now, at the end of every run, are you like, let's pretend like it's WrestleMania 24?
I do a sprint right at the very, very end. Absolutely. I do like a 100-yard dash as fast as I can.
Is there any moment when you're running down that ramp in Riyadh that you're, because I'm sitting there watching, right? And probably about halfway through, I start going, oh no, there's a lot that could go wrong here. Like you could tear a hamstring or a quad. You could trip.
Right.
I mean, we've seen
I could do a Titus.
in Saudi Arabia.
Inside.
That's where it happened.
That's exactly what was going through my mind. I was so scared of that.
Was there
So
anything?
I just wanted to get down,
Yeah.
slide in the ring, grab the briefcase, hand it over, and be done.
The airborne nature of the way in which you were struck by the Never Seen 17, there had to be a split second where you are in the air, cognizant of what's happening. What is going on in your head after the strike, as you are in the air, before you're planted down?
I thought, I'm dead. I had no idea what happened. So, like I said, I was only running 80%. So, 100%, it could have been different.
I mean, that was a
I
long
came
runway too.
inches. I mean, if you look at where I landed, I was inches from the stairs.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and when you're up in the air like that, there's no way that you're sitting there like calculating exactly where you're going to land. I mean, there is.
Oh, it was zero me. It was all John Cena.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with me. I just ran in a straight line and he hit me.
I mean,
I went where he put me.
was there any feeling? I know you said that you went 80%, but the difference in the way your body felt running that distance as quick as you ran it from WrestleMania 24 to 2 nights ago, did you notice anything physiologically different? Did you notice, aside from, John Cena planting you into the ground, did you notice any physical effects that were different?
I was numb when he hit me.
Yeah.
I went numb. I did not even feel hitting the ground. Afterwards, I think it was Dan Engler, he was the referee in the match.
Yeah.
He came over and helped me out. Legs were shaking. I didn't know where I was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was pretty amazing.
And by the way, I was doing my podcast, right? And I'm like trying to put the night together. And I didn't really put this together until I rewatched a bunch of it, that you were the referee in the opening match with Cody and Randy. So you talk about
what a match.
Yeah, I mean, incredible match.
Amazing.
You were all over the place for it. Incredible match. But you talk about bookending that thing. There was not one moment where you're running down that ramp going, I might, this is the thing, I might trip right here.
Yes. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because it's so steep.
Right.
I was very scared I was going to fall down.
Was there any part, when you're running, did you have a good semblance in your head of how long this ramp is? Or did you start running and go, whew, this is a lot longer than I realized?
Well, I'd been in Saudi for a week setting up.
Oh, wow.
So I had walked up and down that ramp 50 times.
Huh.
So I knew it was a long ramp. I don't think it was quite as long as the WrestleMania ramp.
Right.
But it was a long ramp.
Did you
I knew that distance I wouldn't be too blown up.
Look at that. I love it. Everything's a little bit of a humble brag, too. Everything's a little bit of a humble brag.
I'm just stating facts. What are you talking about?
Well, you say 80%. What are we talking on a treadmill? Are we talking 8.0, 9. What miles per hour are we talking? If you were to go on the treadmill, what would 80% be for Charles Robinson?
Oh, probably 8.5.
8.5.
Yeah.
That's clipping along.
Yeah.
That's sub 7 pace.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for a short amount of time. I can't do what you do. My miles when I run are usually 8.5 to 9.
Listen, you tweeted out, I'm alive. There would have been no tweet from my account because I actually would have been dead. But when Seth did tell you, you were sitting in Gorilla and he said, come out when I call you, did you start stretching at any point?
That's good.
No.
Humble brag.
Because I was warmed up from earlier, Mm-hmm. So, and I walk a lot around the arena. I do 30,000 steps a day.
What?
When we're at the stadium shows.
Humble brag. Humble
that's not a humble brag.
A little humble brag.
I think if we're learning this is really the secret to looking as good as Charles looks.
Charles Robinson. Yeah.
I just don't like to sit down. I don't like to be lazy. I like to keep moving.
Well, did you still have to tear down the ring after all that?
Yes.
Okay, that's the question. I mean,
Yeah.
I last time.
Brian Tran and myself, we tore down the ring.
Wow, that's in.
He started. I came out maybe 30 minutes after everyone left. So
Wow.
I had to recover, man. I had to get my thoughts.
Of course you did. I would have got home.
No. You know, the really sad thing about this whole thing is, you know, I thought John Cena, myself, we had a mutual respect for one another.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, a referee tied Ric Flair's title reign, right? Against AJ Styles at Royal Rumble. Thought we had a little bit of respect. Afterwards, he said nothing.
Wow. That's a different John Cena.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you talk about everything that you've done and, you know, talk about, you know, the respect you have with John Cena. But I remember, like, you know, last time you and I had a conversation, it was in Los Angeles. It was at Money in the Bank. And I was sitting with you, and I came to the realization as we were talking about Worlds Collide and we were talking about Conan doing commentary for it. I went, oh, my God, you refereed Conan's matches. Like, that's how much you've seen in this world. Like, you were on Nitro refereeing. You went through every era that we can think of. I mean, you're a big part. You see that little Nate robe that is on display right behind you. I mean, and moments are still being made. You're here to talk about a moment that was just made with you just over the weekend. Is there a singular or a handful of really kind of favorite moments that you've had in your career?
You know, back in WCW doing the Hogan Goldberg match at the Georgia Dome, that was huge.
Yeah.
Then of course in WWE, Flair, Shawn Michaels when Ric Flair retired, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker when Shawn Michaels retired, AJ, John Cena.
Yeah.
There's just so many, you know, and I don't want to leave anybody out because every match is an honor and really it's a privilege to do.
Do you spend time reflecting? Are you a reflective person? Do you spend time like thinking about the fact that wrestling fans like us, we all have our rankings of the top 10 greatest matches of all time, but the matches that you just mentioned, I mean, I can't imagine somebody having a list that you're not involved in a bunch of the matches. Do you think about like how much wrestling history you've actually touched?
I do, you know, but I was just lucky to be put in those positions. It's not like somebody said, hey, I want Charles for me or anything. I was just lucky. Right place, right time, you know, and I learned from some of the best referees in the business, and that helped a lot too.
Do you think, are you kind of in that role yourself now where like as referees come in, it's like you're the Obi-Wan?
Yeah. I guess I'm the dad, you know, to all the kids, you know, and I like for them to get the opportunities to work with the guys that I've already worked with, that they haven't had that chance, you know?
Yeah.
It's time to share. You know, I had my time in the spotlight. It's time to share.
Well,
yeah, but you know,
your time is still now in the spotlight. I just watched you on Saturday.
and you know, memes live forever,
right?
But I don't think memes were a thing 17 years ago. So when did it, you know, come to your knowledge that you were memed? Did someone send it to you? Do you use the meme?
I get the WrestleMania 24 all the time. I mean, there has to be 1,000 different memes. I wish there was some way to make a little money off of it, because you see it for everything, whether it's running to the bathroom because you're out of paper or toilet paper or whatever the case may be. There is a meme for it. Going to get your hair done. I remember after COVID, people running to the gym, people running and get their nails done, people going to get their hair done. So many different memes. So hopefully this one will do pretty good too.
Yeah, that's
so wild. It was like 17 years ago, and all of a sudden the clip resurfaces and it's everywhere. It can be used for so many different circumstances.
It's nuts. I have people come up to me and they know nothing about wrestling, but they'll say, "Hey, you're that meme guy, you're that funny guy, right?" So that's pretty cool.
And when you were doing it in Riyadh, when you're running to the ring, are you in your head going like, "We're doing it. As long as the camera shot's good, we got another one."
Yeah, I was actually last WrestleMania. I was like, man, I hope I get to do it again. It happened in Riyadh, which is fantastic.
It really is, man. It really, really is. I mean, it's what do you think, right? When I'm looking at these comments, because like I told you before, We were talking about this just as far when we were recapping Night of Champions. Megan and I had a conversation about this moment involving you, and they put a clip out of it. It gets 1 million views in 24 hours, and I'm looking at the comments on it, and it's all just talking about what a GOAT you are, and people calling for your Hall of Fame induction, which hasn't yet happened. There are a handful of referees, I think, that you could put on my list anyway of people who need to be inducted. When you start hearing fans going, you got to put Charles Robinson in the Hall of Fame, how do you feel?
Well, it makes me feel good, but hold on. I get a little choked up. So, no, I just think there's a lot of other guys that should be put in first. You know, maybe one day, but there's a lot of other deserving guys besides myself.
Well, see,
So,
that's
the way I feel.
now the humility kicks in. Now the humble part of the humble brag kicks in.
No. Just the way
Well,
when it happens one day, maybe you can recreate the meme again
that would
and
be
run
fantastic.
run down the ramp.
They'll build me a ramp
Yes.
Yeah.
to the stage.
Right.
I love it.
So it'd be awesome. But hopefully I still have a long career as a referee.
yeah.
I would like to get a full 30 just with WWE, you know, so I started in 2001. So hopefully we can get another 6 years out of it.
And you still love it.
I still love it. And I feel great.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. You are. I mean, you're a specimen. It's. I mean, it's. I mean,
I'm a specimen, all right.
You
Well,
are.
are you going to ask him the last question?
What's the last question?
You were
What's that?
telling me that you wanted to know about his haircut routine because you were going to.
I mean, listen. Charles Robinson. There was a time in my life, like for me, if you look at a picture of me, even 10 years ago, you don't. I mean, I've aged.
I know. I remember your hair.
Of course, you remember.
I remember.
And I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know what happened. It just
You know,
left.
One day, it was gone.
God, and I had to change everything. I mean, do you have a daily hair care regimen?
Yeah, I wash and condition,
Mm-hmm.
you know, put a little lotion in.
Yeah,
I moisturize my face. Moisturizing is very, very important.
I gotta
Be
work.
sure to do it sunscreen during the year, not just during the summer. So
You and Dominic Mysterio, I bet, could exchange good beauty tips.
I know he has pretty good hair.
Yeah, he does.
You know, but hey, I am a 7-time Slammy award-winning for best hair.
Really?
Hidden category. Yes, it's a hidden category no one knows about.
I didn't know about that one, and
Yes,
I
yes,
study
it's
this
hidden.
game. Wow.
Don't look into it.
Okay.
Don't look into it. You know, don't dig too deep. But you know, Dolph Ziggler, Summer Raimi, we all fought for that. Not
Wow.
7 years.
Wow. Well,
I expect 8.
well, congrats on that. Congrats on all your secret slammies. Congrats on your moments. Congrats on surviving and just being alive. And I mean, man, it is. We really appreciate you making the time for us and talking
I hope
about it.
everything was okay. I'm not used to doing these things. So
No, it's great.
Oh, Charles, you're the best.
it's great to talk to you.
You too.
It's wonderful to talk to you.
Charles Robinson, thank you, you goat. We appreciate you.
Well, thank you to you. I love you guys.
We love you.
I mean, how great is Charles Robinson?
I think what you forgot was the conditioning of your hair.
Yeah.
I know. If you could go back in time and use some conditioner.
Although I don't know. I
have
mean,
those curly locks.
in terms of conditioning, I don't know if I would pick the conditioning of my hair or just his physical conditioning.
He's in unbelievable shape.
Because let me tell you something. I'm not going to dox anybody and put anybody on blast for their age. But when I am the same age as Charles Robinson, if I make it that far, I'm going to look terrible. So the fact that he looks like that, he's still Lil Nate in my eyes.
I don't think he eats too many tendies.
Well, there's no such thing as too many tendies. But there, you know what else there's no such thing as?
What's that?
Too many Karrion Cross t-shirts. Our friend of the show, Karrion Cross, who may not have won, but obviously his war with Sami Zayn is far from over, has 3 new t-shirts along with Scarlett available on WWE Shop and Fanatics. Right now, the Cross cult continues to grow. We saw that out of nowhere, he became one of the top merch sellers in the WWE. There is a demand from fans that want to represent Karrion Cross and Scarlett, and there are 3 new shirts available right now at WWE Shop and Fanatics. There's also a new Bayley shirt, Roxanne Perez shirt. The Roxanne Perez says, "Get Roxed." Bayley has a new role model t-shirt. All of them available right now at WWE Shop and Fanatics. Get your fit right. Get into it. And I mean, I want to talk about all of that in a moment. I want to talk about the Judgment Day, but we saw at the beginning of Monday Night Raw tonight a match made for Evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea Ripley opened the show, and I think she reflected
Monday Night Mommy. Nice ring to it.
Has a ring to it. I love that everybody is doing their own Monday Night Raw alliteration. I think that's great. But I think that, you remember, we talked about Rhea Ripley and the fact that she beat Raquel, and it was an unbelievable match.
So good.
At Night of Champions. But this idea that after she stood tall, it started to feel like, okay, it's time for her to get back on top. And if she's not on top, who is she? And I think that was reflected when she came to the ring and she said, okay, it's time. And I think that Io coming out and interrupting her and almost acknowledging that, like, yeah, it's time, and that's why I'm here, was a big moment. But Io chose to defend her title against Rhea Ripley at Evolution, which, I mean, it feels very Io.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it is necessarily the smartest decision if you want to hold on to the title, but if you want to be on top, you have to beat the best. And Io even pointed out Rhea Ripley is the best, but Io, she looked confident as ever.
Well, yeah, because she's hot. But you know what it is? I think people didn't expect her to win the title, didn't expect her to keep the title. I was thinking about that. She's still here as the women's world champion. And even the people that like Io Sky were almost getting their angry tweets ready because they knew she was just going to lose it, and she didn't. And it's like, oh, this is a reign. This is a run as champion that
Not
we are
only
witnessing.
a reign, but one of the best matches that we've ever seen at WrestleMania.
And the fact that Io is known as potentially the best in-ring wrestler on the women's roster right now. And I think that that's something that Io has pride in. And that's why, for somebody like that, you go, yeah, I want to have the biggest match on this show. I'm the women's world champion. I want to have the biggest championship match that you could have on this historic second Evolution show. It's been years in the making. Let's make it happen. And if I'm going to be the person who walks out of that show with the championship, I want it to be a moment where the second best gets beaten and the best is declared.
But then Rhea Ripley says to her, just remember,
Right.
whatever happens at Evolution, you asked for this.
Right. This is what you wanted. Right. And I love that. I love the idea that this is not, a respectful, let's shake hands and fight with honor. This is Rhea Ripley going in there and being like, no, I respect you right now, but I'm going to tear you to shreds because I have to. And she does have to, in my opinion. Rhea's got to, because you're going to have to explain to me where Rhea fits in if she's almost the best, arguably the most popular, arguably the biggest star, but can't beat Io Sky for the championship. And so far, she can't beat Io Sky for the championship.
Yeah. I mean, I spot no lies in that. So, I mean, I think that's Rhea will have to do whatever it takes to get that title back.
How many people can laugh in Rhea's face the way Io did? Like, how many people, when Rhea is staring a hole in them, look back at Rhea Ripley and go like, oh yeah, I'm ready for this. It's gonna be a fun match.
Without getting completely destroyed and living to tell the tale. I think Io might be the only one. I think that also speaks to the respect that Rhea has for Io.
Let's point to the only person that could do that. Do the Io point.
We're doing the Io point.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that. And I think too that, like, when you look at Evolution and the way it's being built, we saw the announcement come from Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce that they're going to put together a battle royal at Evolution where the winner will get a championship match at Clash in Paris. We know that Roxanne Perez is now teaming with Raquel as the women's tag team champion.
So she's officially in the Judgment Day.
She's in the Judgment Day, and they're I don't know if it'll be maybe their first defense as tag team champions. It'll be an early defense anyway. Will be at Evolution against a Raw, a SmackDown, and an NXT team. So you're looking at a fatal 4-way there. And I think as this Evolution card builds, to get back to Rhea and Io, both of those two women want to be the centerpiece of the division. And that centerpiece, if that is it, is going to look entirely different than what that first Evolution show did. And I think that that's probably a goal.
Yeah, and you mentioned EO and Rhea, but then you talk about the other side of things. It's like we still have Becky Lynch, we still have Bayley, we still have Charlotte, we still have Tiffany. I mean,
that's right. I and you go, I'm sitting here talking about the biggest star. You think Becky is going to like the fact that that's the way people are talking?
no.
You think Becky and Charlotte and Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair and Bayley, you think all those women are sitting there going like, yep, it's time to pass the torch? Becky straight up told us on this podcast, it's not time to pass the torch. It's my torch.
That's right. The men don't have to pass the torch.
I mean, the men are fighting for it tooth and nail.
Yeah, we just laid out.
I don't
the
know whose
spider
torch
web.
it is anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely right. That's absolutely right. Now, I saw your eyebrows perk up when I brought up the Judgment Day.
Yeah, because they're dripping in gold. Congratulations to the
drip.
Judgment Day. It was a big night. Kind of a bummer though for your guy Dominic.
How?
He can't
talking about
compete.
Well, it's unfortunate for him. And it's unfortunate that he's getting has somebody like AJ Styles.
You know what it's unfortunate for? It's unfortunate for the Intercontinental Championship.
I
A
don't think so.
championship that was built upon prestige.
Still
The
there.
working man's title. This is a title that should be defended weekly.
But he can't. I mean,
Dominic is doing it a disservice.
are you injury shaming Dominic?
I am not.
People don't choose to be injured.
I mean, if you can't get out there and defend the Intercontinental Championship, what are you doing holding it?
You sound like Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston right now. That's who you sound like when you say things like that.
No, because I sound like
Dominic-
a winner, and they didn't win tonight.
Dominic is injured because he was defending the title so frequently.
One time.
I don't know. I'm not a statistician.
Hmm.
I'm not like.
Well, I saw AJ Styles put on his glasses, which is a good look for AJ Styles. I love when AJ puts on the glasses, and he didn't seem like. I mean, I didn't get a close up look on it. AJ did,
right.
but it didn't seem like that doctor's note was legitimate whatsoever.
Well, I don't think AJ read the note legitimately because AJ said
No, he did. He put his glasses on.
Yeah,
to
but he
read
said it said punk ass on it. And I don't think doctors write that.
I mean, when it comes to Dominic Mysterio, though.
But look, let's talk about no. I mean, you can be a hater all you want. It doesn't matter because, look at what's going on.
Aren't you just as a wrestling purist, aren't you at all a little bit disgusted by the fact that the Intercontinental title of all titles is not being defended right now?
Do I look disgusted?
No, you don't.
No, I'm not disgusted
I
at
mean,
all.
maybe I'll have to take away your wrestling purist card.
You can't
revoke
take that
it.
No. I got punch cards in there. I'm about to get a free ice cream sundae. You can't take away my purist card. Listen, look at the Judgment Day. Look at what's going on with this group. All of a sudden, once again, everybody counts out the Judgment Day. And once again, every single member of the group has gold. Every single member of the group is agreeing with each other.
But
There's
even
a
looks like Raquel
simpatico.
and Roxanne Perez were sort of.
Well,
agreeing
Roxanne
with
Perez
each other.
and Roxanne Perez has been there for Raquel multiple times, and I think that there's no reason to say they wouldn't win together. But the look of first of all, the reaction that Finn Balor and JD McDonough got, people were cheering for him. People were happy that the Judgment Day had the tag team championship back. Finn Balor wrestled his you-know-what off. JD McDonough wrestled his you-know-what off, and Dominic Mysterio hanging there with him.
Doesn't look injured whatsoever to me.
Okay, well, guess what? It doesn't matter if you look injured. That's insensitive. You don't look injured, but you got your knee scraped because you don't know how to run.
All right.
You know what I mean? How does that feel? Good or bad?
It didn't feel good.
Well, then
when
how do you think Dom
when
feels?
I face planted this morning at 5 a.m.
That's what I'm saying.
But I didn't show up to work with a doctor's note saying I can't podcast.
You limped in the door.
Yeah, but so I'm here playing hurt, something that Dominic's not willing to do.
I forgot. I'm sure,
the Intercontinental Champion of podcasting, all right?
I'm sure he would podcast with us.
Yeah, I mean...
He was there yapping. He'd be fine.
But
look,
JD McDonough,
Go ahead.
is amazing.
Of course he is. The whole Judgment Day is amazing. And when you look at them, here's what's amazing about the Judgment Day. Once again, Judgment Day's on top. Everybody's counting them out. Every week you turn on the TV, oh, Judgment Day's going to break up. They couldn't be winning more. They're going to get tired of winning. They're winning so much.
I did love the New Day putting out the Photoshop graphic of the match before it happened. It was I think it was Woods. He put the Labubu
Yeah.
over JD's face, which is
Well-
just excellent because JD always gets mocked for having a big head.
But guess what? Photoshop Labubu is all you want. Maybe you should have been concentrating on keeping the tag team championship.
That's right.
Okay? Because this is all, we've been talking about moments. I feel like that was a moment when all the Judgment Day was together with the fireworks going off behind him. We're talking about Charles Robinson, about his moments. It's just moment after moment after moment after moment. And to me, one of my favorite things to do with moments is find them captured forever on a Topps Now trading card and get those cards and then look and go, I remember that moment. Matter of fact, I have my Topps Now card from WrestleMania. You can't get it anymore, but I got it. And I look at the night that Dominic Mysterio won the Intercontinental Championship because Topps Now locked it in for me. Now, you can't get the WrestleMania cards anymore, of course, because you can only get these cards for like 3 days. But Topps Now is celebrating Night of Champions. So Topps is coming out with a Cody Rhodes King of the Ring card. We talk about all how decorated Cody Rhodes is. Now we get to have that moment that he won the King of the Ring crown, and you can have it on a card forever. And by the way, like always, you order a Topps Now card, you're going to get this base card that is only printed to order, meaning the people who order it within those 3 days are the only ones that get it, and then it's never made again. But even those people that order, if you're really lucky, you're going to get a colored refractor or a parallel, or, sometimes they're signed. I mean, Jade Cargill is going to get her own Topps Now card, which will be her Queen of the Ring card. One lucky fan is going to get an autograph version of the Jade Cargill Queen of the Ring card. How about a Solo Sikoa? You love Solo Sikoa.
4 letters, 1 word. Stop.
So don't you want to remember that forever? What if I told you that Solo Sikoa is celebrating his United States Championship win? Topps Now card. And finally, this is very likely later this week, right? So you can go now, you can check all that out, Topps Now. Very likely later this week, we're going to see a dual, this is what I'm hearing, CM Punk, John Cena card from their match. And fans who order that card, one lucky fan is going to get a signed version, signed by both John Cena and CM Punk. This is the game, man. Check it all out now. Topps.com for all these cards. Sign up for notifications so you never miss a drop. Because you go in and you look at the cards that are no longer for sale, the sold out versions, it'll depress you at how much you've missed. But
Can't live in the past.
No. So get it now. Topps.com. Check them all out. Topps Now. It rules. But you know who else rules?
Who?
Our next guest here on Raw Recap. Yes, back here on Raw Recap, Big E.
There he is.
What's going on, man? How are you?
Not too much. I'm good. I was going to say, I love an early start time, even though I'm on the West Coast. It's nice to have some afternoon graps. Big fan.
Afternoon graps are the absolute best. First, Big E, we have to ask you.
I know where this is going.
New tag team champions.
Yeah. Real solemn day in my household. so many tears were shed over that. Actually, I don't know if you saw my Twitter, but I sent out a Seinfeld GIF. That's a shame. Have you seen that one with Jerry?
Oh yeah.
That's a shame. That's a real shame. I'm real broken up about that. But look, they had a fantastic match. I thoroughly enjoyed that match. The New Day busting out the Midnight Hour, which worked when I was around, does not work when they use it.
Weird.
But yeah, very, very strange. But look, shout out to the Judgment Day. Right now, they are once again draped in gold, very successful. Seeing the official addition of Roxanne to the group as well. A lot going very well for the Judgment Day once again.
All of a sudden, too, right? I mean, from being in a faction that there are times when people go, oh, they're going to break up. Oh, they're not going to break up. And you power through. The New Day powered through a lot of that for many, many, many years. You look at the Judgment Day, I think it's striking not only how long they've been around, but I don't know that there's another faction that it's been dangled this many times that they're about to break up, and then all of a sudden they win everything again.
Yeah, man, you are right. There's so many times I expected, okay, this is the week, or in a couple weeks from now, this is the end of the Judgment Day. We'll see where Dom goes. We'll see where Liv goes. But, they've had so many different iterations. I got to give credit to, I think, R-Truth pumped a lot of new life into them, much like Sami Zayn did with the Bloodline as well. I think that definitely helped. Seeing Roxanne, who is so talented. We have so many vets like Finn in the group. We had Damian Priest for a while, but now bringing in the prodigy, bringing in someone who is young, who's doing incredible things. I think this is going to be a really great look for Roxanne. I think it's going to be great for her career. Who knows how things shake out when Liv comes back? But right now, I'm really intrigued to see where this tag team of Raquel and Roxanne goes. I think they could have some real chemistry. I've also been a big fan of it's like the Diesel, Shawn Michaels. You got the giant, and you got the smaller, scrappier worker in there as well. So I'm really intrigued to see where this tag team goes in the Judgment Day.
So you think that's what Finn's doing? He's just out there recruiting. He's not at all like stirring the pot whatsoever. He's just recruiting talent for the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a big stirrer, but just because he is stirring the pot doesn't mean it won't be for the benefit of the group long term.
That's right.
Obviously, missing Liv there's a big hole in the group without Liv, and it didn't quite feel the same with her absence. And now I'm intrigued to see how Roxanne plays. Obviously, no one can quite fill Liv's shoes, but I don't think that's what Roxanne has to do here. I don't think she has to be Liv or does exactly what Liv does. She's her own talent, her own superstar, and she has her own trajectory. So, of course, Finn is always stirring the pot. It's very clear. Oftentimes we see him in the corner with a side eye or a smug smile. He knows what he's doing. But I think in the long run, this could really be beneficial for all the members of the Judgment Day, maybe Liv aside.
And I think, too, and a lot of people are probably wondering what you think. I mean, with as much as you've seen and as much as you've done in this world of wrestling, it's wild how lit Dominic is, right?
You and your love for Dom is...
It's unbelievable.
I get he's an incredible talent, like him or not, but you're a little extra. You
What do
a
you
little too
mean?
much dip on your chip, Sam.
I don't mean to put
Do you
that
think
much
Roxanne
dip on-
could be good for Dominic? I mean, he does get a little lonely sometimes.
Good for. I mean, is Dominic good for them? I think would be the question that you'd ask for anybody. Dominic is the prize.
I mean, he is gorgeous.
I didn't say it. What did you think of Woods switching over to trunks instead of the long boys?
I'm going to try to be unbiased and put my New Day beef aside. I will say it's clear he's been working on his body a lot. I don't know exactly what he's doing with the thirst traps and whatnot online, but he's yoked, and I feel like in wrestling, if you got big thick legs, you should show him off. He's got good legs, so I think the trunks work for the kid. I don't know whatever midlife crisis he's going through currently. There's clearly some internal turmoil, but it's not a bad look. I'll give him that.
I'm glad you maintained your decorum and professionalism through that.
Yeah, that's what I do more than anything. You know what I mean? I've always been described, even when I was humping the mat during my career, I was the peak of decorum. Yes, that was me.
Yes. And, one of the times that you would certainly hump the mat, especially at live events, I remember sitting in the audience, and the lights would go down, and you and all your friends would be making all kinds of gyrations as Sheamus's music would play. Sheamus, and I was thinking about you, actually, when I watched Rusev versus Sheamus tonight, because I said if there was ever a match that was just designed for the type of fan that Big E is of pro wrestling, I feel like Rusev and Sheamus must have been right up your alley.
I'm just going to say, we could do the whole Raw recap on that match alone.
Yeah.
I also tweeted that, but like 2 minutes into the match, I've seen enough. I want a best of 7 series right now. I think re-signing Rusev, bringing him in solely to have matches like this, he is worth every penny and then some. I love the match from start to finish. I've been in the ring with both those guys many, many times, and they are two of the very hardest hitting talent in WWE. In the 16 years I've ever been, my time here in WWE, those guys are at the very top of the list. I love the match. I love the intensity. And it's such a stark contrast you know, look, I love topes. I love the Frankensteiners. I love a lot of the high flying stuff that we get to see. But just seeing two guys be ground based and beat the ever living hell out of each other, I enjoyed every single moment of it. It was, you know, I think for a lot of us who knew what those two could do together, the bar was pretty high, and they met and exceeded that bar. I really feel like this is just the beginning. But man, it reminded me so much of that incredible triple threat at WrestleMania in LA with Gunther, with Sheamus, and with Drew McIntyre. Like that for me, as much I have respect for so many different styles of wrestling, but this was made for me. This was tailor made for me. Those two guys brought it. I loved it. It was athletic. It was aggressive. Everything they did was with intention. Masterful stuff.
Do you think too, I mean, you talk about like wanting to see a best of 7, right? And that goes back, like when you look at Sheamus, you could go back to the matches with Cesaro. You could talk about, for me, as much as I love that WrestleMania triple threat, the one-on-one match that Sheamus and Gunther had at that Clash show, like I feel like it was mind-blowing. Even as an adult, like you think those mind-blowing matches where it almost changes how you look at things, like that's stuff that you watch when you're a kid and you're evolving as a fan. I mean, for me, I don't know, it was kind of maybe the first time I'd watched a match like that where I was like, this is Shakespeare. This is insane. Do you think Sheamus is underrated and like kind of underappreciated for the fact that he could do that?
Yeah, I was going to get to this point about Sheamus's career. His trajectory is so interesting to me. So I remember I was in FCW. It was one of my first few weeks in FCW, and Sheamus was just getting called up from FCW to make his run on ECW, where he just ran through the competition, ended Jamie Noble's career. Mind you, this is 16 years ago, where he was a terror. And he went on this run immediately to Cena right after he got off of ECW, went to Raw, became world champion. He was skyrocketed, and he kind of stayed there for about 7 years. He was at the very top. And, you know, it's so interesting to me because oftentimes guys like him often just stay at the very top. And I think he had to deal with being dropped down to the mid-card after that 7-year run of being at the very top of the card. And I think for a lot of guys, that's a very difficult thing to handle. Once you're no longer constantly in world title matches, constantly in Cena matches, wrestling the very best in main events, now how do you deal with that? And it's so interesting because so many people might have argued that Sheamus was overrated early in his career, but now, to me, it's very difficult to argue that he's not underrated. I think he's severely underrated. We haven't seen him in a world title match in years. We haven't really seen him. I know the last piece, I think for him, he's really wanted that Intercontinental Championship to complete the Grand Slam as champion here in WWE. But man, the last several years, we wrestled Sheamus and Cesaro when they were in the bar. And those guys were incredible every single night. And I think Sheamus, at this point in his career, is really adding a really interesting chapter to his story, to his career, of a guy who was at the very top and didn't get those opportunities, but every single night he works with a chip on his shoulder. I've been in there with him. He doesn't take a night off. When we were doing 5 shows a week, every single week, he brought it to you like it was WrestleMania. He's always had that intensity. And I think of a guy who, he dealt with spinal stenosis. I thought several years ago, his career might be over. I know he's put his body through a lot. He has such a physical style. But man, when you're in the ring with him, it's hard not to respect the way he brings it. He never coasts, never takes a night off. And I just kind of wanted to take a moment to really appreciate this version of Sheamus that we've seen in the last several years, who's been very hungry. He's pushing 50, and you couldn't tell by the way he moves, by the way he brings it. Truly an incredible talent, a special talent. I love what he brings to the ring. And I think a guy like Rusev is going to bring the very best out of him. And I can't wait to see what these guys do. I hope this is not even close to the end. I hope we see months and months of this. I don't know what that's going to look like. But again, I truly loved what Sheamus and Rusev brought to the ring tonight. And just what Sheamus has done in the ring the last several years. Truly one of our most underrated talent.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting about Sheamus, too, and I mean, you're right. I feel like we're finally seeing Rusev kind of hit that potential. Like, what can Rusev do? Well, this is what Rusev can do. And I'm 100% with you in the sense that, like, this feels like we're just starting to scratch the surface on this version of Rusev. But I almost go back to, like, we were having the conversation earlier with Charles Robinson. And I think that people forget that when you look at that meme of him running down the aisle at WrestleMania 24 and you compare it with Night of Champions, people don't consider that they're 17 years apart because that meme is so prevalent that it becomes current. I mean, Big E, you eating popcorn. That's a meme that is forever, but it might as well have happened yesterday because that's how memes work. And I almost feel like with Sheamus, because he pretty much looks exactly like he's always looked, right? Which is an accomplishment, like a crazy accomplishment that fans almost take for granted. Like they don't realize like how long and how hard this guy has been going, and he is still able to go that hard. It's like, it's pretty remarkable.
It's unbelievable.
Right?
Yeah. No, it truly is. And he's a guy I often think like I feel like I saved a lot of my body because oftentimes in the New Day, we were oftentimes cutting promos or was backstage. There's a lot of that, a lot of shenanigans. But Sheamus has really made his hay and he's made his money not doing that, not talking. It's being in the ring, being physical, and to do what he does every week, every night, to take the toll he's taking. Like you said, he looks incredible. He looks like he did when I first met him 16 years ago. But you're right, it really does take a toll. And time will get us all. Time will get every single one of us. But I just hope we all take a moment to really enjoy this run for Sheamus. Who knows how much longer we have him in the ring. And maybe there's something in the Irish blood, because I remember Finlay wrestling in the 50s as well. So there's something there. But those guys, both of them, very, very physical. I love what Sheamus is brought to the ring, and I hope we continue to get a lot more of this. And look, I would have no problem. I would co-sign a Sheamus run towards another world title opportunity right now. And I love seeing, I think a couple years ago, we got to see him get his flowers from the crowd at Clash. Yep. I think people are starting, it took a while for people to appreciate what he'd been bringing to the ring. But he truly is, when I see a Sheamus match on Monday Night Raw, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. And now that he's paired with Rusev.
Yeah. Well, I'm oh, go ahead, Megan. I didn't mean to.
Well, I mean, this is a little bit of a different topic than Sheamus, but I had to get your thoughts. What do you think of Gunther and the way that he calls out Bill Goldberg?
That's a good question.
I respect what Gunther's doing, man. I think for him, it is about notches in your belt. It is about beating, look, and to his point, a lot of the highlights we saw from Goldberg were when I was a kid. We're talking about 25, 30 years ago. A lot of his best moments that we saw, an incredible package, that was from yesteryear. And look, Goldberg's in incredible shape. It's his retirement match, but who knows? But I think this version of Gunther, post Jay, we saw some, not indifference. We saw a Gunther that didn't quite seem like himself at times with Jay, where he wasn't as focused and, losing the title at WrestleMania. I don't think we're seeing that version of Gunther anymore. I think he's got a fire under him. I think he's focused. I'm excited because I think those two are going to bring it. I think they are going to wallop each other. But I expect Gunther to be, I think what I really appreciate from Gunther is that at no point when he first came up to the main roster, I didn't see any jitters. I didn't see any fear of anyone, of whether it was the very top of the card or the bottom. His focus and his commitment to building a legacy for himself that stands the test of time, I think it is really impressive. And he really does treat this as sport, as craft. He's here to be the best. He's not here to be liked. He's not here to make friends. He's not here to yeet. He's not here to have a catchphrase that people shout over and over, to have the best-selling toy line or merch line. He is truly treating this as a sport. And to be considered 10, 20, 30 years down the line as one of the best to ever do it, you need a resume. And I think he's in the midst of building a Hall of Fame worthy resume.
It is funny, though, because there is still an innate star power about Gunther. Like, he may not be in it for the catchphrases or anything, but let's not pretend. Megan, you saw it. When he came out tonight and his music played, my 8-year-old son stood up and put his hands behind his back.
He did. This is true.
And did the Gunther pose. So there is something that still resonates. However, while we have you here, I do think that it's only fair, and I'm glad we've been friendly so far, for you to admit that it looks like you were wrong. You said on a previous episode of Raw Recap that you had studied the body of one Chad Gable, and you had studied it. You said you studied it up and you studied it down, and you'd seen it in locker rooms and you'd seen it in showers, and you said you knew who Grande Americano was. But tonight, I saw Chad Gable in a sling, and he left. And then I saw Grande Americano still ready to compete. I mean, come on, come on.
So you're trying to tell me
Yes.
that was the same person under that mask that we saw a couple weeks ago?
It was Grande Americano, yeah. I mean,
He's at the gym.
the classic luchador.
He was the man under the mask tonight.
Right.
Was noticeably taller, maybe 5 or 6 inches taller.
No.
And I know sometimes camera
I didn't
angles
see
can play
that.
tricks on you, but I saw how he stood tall in reference to the other members of the faction. And look, that's not the same person.
Wow.
It's not the same
I don't
person.
know. I was a tall girl backstage once, and they can do some things with those cameras. So I
They
wouldn't
can
be so
do things
sure.
with the cameras, but talent doesn't just suddenly appear to be 6 inches taller than they were the week before. That's not how that works, Sam.
I don't know. Tom Hannafin used to, but
That was a deep split, okay? He was in a comically deep split. This is not that. This is not at all that.
no, listen. You're kind of coming across like a conspiracy guy right now. I just want to tell
No,
you.
I think you are, actually.
What?
Don't try
What?
to gaslight me. I know what I saw with my own 2 eyes. That is not the same man. Also, I was looking for, on his back, I believe, there's a USA Wrestling tattoo that Chad Gable also shares that I've noticed on El Grande Americano. And when this man walked out today, he did not have that tattoo, sir.
That's weird. I mean, I didn't notice that either.
at all.
I've never noticed it today.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, whatever. I mean, okay. I guess you're right. I guess.
How dare you?
Listen, Biggie, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming back on the Raw Recap, and hopefully we'll get to hear from you again, especially when we see Grande Americano continue to thrive.
Look, if I'm proven wrong and there's evidence that I'm wrong, I will come on this podcast and I will apologize to you, Sam.
Okay.
But until that day, I hold fast to my opinion.
Okay.
That ain't the same man. But thank you.
If you say so. Thank you, Biggie. You are the best. So much to unpack tonight, but so much going forward. Of course, we've got Evolution coming up. We've got Saturday night's main event coming up that we've got matches announced now for both of them. But before we get to those 2 shows, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we've only got one more Raw before Evolution and Saturday night's main event. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
What a wild time. We will be back here next week to recap Raw before we're watching Saturday night's main event, before we're watching Evolution. Make sure that you are subscribed across all audio platforms, Apple, Spotify, everywhere else. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're hitting like, leaving comments. We appreciate it all, and we appreciate you watching and listening to Raw Recap, which is a WWE and Fanatics original production.